Hello, BookTube. I have a tiny little Friday mail haul for you here. Just like 4 packages. There was a bit of mail earlier today that got opened without you. But I'm here now, aren't I? I still love you, baby. So let's see. Let's see what we can get for these 4 packages. What have you got? You want this, baby bean? What is this? Oh my. Okay. Wow, did not know this was coming. This is by Christopher Benfey. And it's If, the untold story of Kipling's American years. It's easy to forget that Rudyard Kipling once towered over not just English literature, but the entire literary world. Yes, everybody has forgotten that, and they shouldn't. They shouldn't. He's been shunted aside for stupid reasons. In 1907, at age 42, he was awarded the Nobel Prize, becoming its youngest winner and the first ever in the English language. Today, however, if he is read at all, he is often treated with hostility in university literature departments as a jingoist bard of empire, a man on the wrong side of history. That is the universal take on Kipling. No one even pays attention to how beautiful his work is, and how wonderful it is, and how exciting and thought-provoking it is. It's always that's true. In July 2018, protesting students at the University of Manchester painted over a mural of the text of If, the famous poem, If, and replaced it with Maya Angelou's Still I Rise. When Kipling is... and they weren't expelled. I'm sure those students weren't expelled. They should have been expelled. I also wouldn't turn up summary execution, but at least expelled. And not just for vandalism. It's not, in fact, not even primarily for vandalism. Primarily for being, little Soviet censors. Just get them out of here. They're poisonous. But I'm sure they weren't. When Kipling is studied, it is regarding the history of colonial India, his birthplace, and the setting of some of his most famous work, and to a lesser extent England, his ancestral home. Yet Kipling's most prodigious and creative period took place in America, up in Vermont, which is also his beloved home for many years. It was here, on the crest of a Vermont hillside overlooking the Connecticut River, that Kipling wrote both The Jungle Book and Captains Courageous. And this book brings to life, in fresh revelatory detail, Kipling's decades-long engagement with the United States, including his years lived in Brattleboro, Vermont, with his American wife and their 2 daughters. Fantastic. Any new treatment or appreciation of Kipling is fine by me. Great. Okay, this comes out in July. Long time from now. But that's wonderful. Glad to see it. So let's see. Let's see what we got. We're off to a fine start here. Gotta jump for it, Bean. Your fans have to see you. Can you see her? You can. I got an email from someone, I think it was yesterday, who she's new to the channel. A lot of you are new to the channel, and she didn't expect that a little dog was going to come bolting out of nowhere to attack a package. She went like that. So what have we got here? What is this? Oh, okay. This is a reprint, paperback reprint of Will Boast's Daphne. Lovely thing. All sorts of flowers on the cover. Should appeal to Adam at Memento Mori. He loves flower design covers. What have we got here? For Daphne, a physical touch, an anxious thought, an intense moment can debilitate or paralyze. Suffering from a real-life disorder called cataplexy, which does not exist, she must chart a life through complicated minefields of emotion. Like her namesake from the Greek myth, Daphne flees the attention and affections of others to the point of petrification. Yes, but Daphne in the myth doesn't flee from benign attention. She's fleeing to avoid rape. Not to avoid eye contact with a grocery store clerk. And she didn't have to make up... Well, anyway. Years of physical vulnerability have taught her to anticipate and avoid the hopes, fears, and desires of others. But when she meets a charming and impassioned Ollie, and their tenuous relationship blossoms, her well-built defenses crumble, and she's faced with an impossible choice: cling to her pristine isolation or risk the recklessness of real intimacy. And this is a paperback that comes out right away, in just a day, or on Tuesday. Tuesday is February 5th. That is the release date for an enormous number of books. enormous, more than you can read in a lifetime. It's coming out on February 5th. And this is one of them, paperback. So let's see. Do you want some more roughage in your diet, little bean? Yes. Oh, okay. I think this is a double. This also comes out in February. I think we saw this already. This is by David Moody, and it's All Roads End Here. This is a Hader novel. Set in the world of David Moody's Hader trilogy, All Roads End Here is the sequel to One of Us Will Be Dead by Morning. As the world anticipates its own demise, Matthew Dunn finds himself right at the epicenter. It's taken him almost 3 months to get home, never more than a few meters from the Haders at any time. Every single step has been fraught with danger, but thanks to Matt's patience and careful planning, he's able to return to what's left of civilization. These are gripping stuff. In his absence, his home city has become a sprawling, walled-off refugee camp. But the camp and the entire world beyond its borders is balanced on a knife edge. During his time in the wilderness, Matt developed a skill which is in high demand, the ability to anticipate and predict Hader behavior. Haders are basically zombies, and this guy knows how to read their minds, even though they don't have minds. It's these skills that will thrust him into a web of subterfuge and danger. He's always done his best to avoid trouble, but sometimes it can't be helped. And these, I don't know how many of these are there. I'm not really sure. One of Us Will Be Dead by Morning, Them or Us, Dog Blood, Hader. I'm not really sure. I'm trying to think whether or not this would be accommodating if you came to it cold. I honestly, I don't know. I'm thinking about the earlier volumes in this series, and I'm trying to think how good a job the author does at acclimating you before he rips right on with the story, or whether or not you'd feel out of place. I don't really know. I think probably you'd be okay, although you could just find Hader. Find a nice cheap copy of Hader and read that, and you'll be fine. You'll be set up just fine. And then our last one. This is our last one. Let's see what we have here. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, okay, great. All right. This is a finished copy of something we've seen on this channel before. This is a February book, I'm sure. All these things are February books. Just grotesque. It's just grotesque. February has blossomed, yes. Yes, this is from the author of A Map of the Dark. And this comes out at the end of February. And it's Last Night. Stereotypical, but it's still a fairly evocative cover. Titus Crespo is a good kid, on top of the world. He's about to graduate from prestigious Stuyvesant High School as the valedictorian of his class before heading to Princeton in the fall, and can't wait to give his speech in front of his peers and family. Despite his academic success and his loving childhood, Crisp has always felt like an outsider in his Brighton Beach neighborhood. Raised by his mother and his Russian grandparents, he loves jazz, philosophy, and foreign languages. Crisp is just 24 hours away from graduation when a misunderstanding with a police officer results in an unjust arrest. This event sets off a series of rash decisions that could change his life forever. Sure that he has disappointed his mother, he avoids home and meets up with a new friend, Glinny. Glinny is nothing like Crisp. She's impulsive, wild, and rich. The two set out to connect with Glinny's weed dealer, only to stumble into serious danger on the old turf of Crisp's dad, a man who has been a stranger and a source of disappointment. Both Crisp and Glinny's parents are frantic when the two fail to return home, and Detective Lex Cole is assigned to the case, joining forces with Detective Saki Finley. Will the detectives be able to track these kids down before they meet a violent and dangerous end? One that could undo the bright future that Crisp has worked so hard to build. And it all sounded, I remember it intriguing me when I got the original, the advanced copy, and I haven't got to it yet. It comes out at the end of February, so I have a little elbow room. But I might add it to the list for this weekend, since this weekend seems to be thriller and police procedural heavy. And that's okay. I'm fine by that. So I might just add on to that with more. But anyway, that is our mail haul. For now, we have Last Night. Sounds pretty good. All Roads End Here. I already know that I like this series, so I'm sure that I'm going to enjoy it. Daphne by Will Boast. I'm trying off the top of my head to remember if I read and or reviewed this when it originally came out. Can't for the life of me remember. It's terrible when you write so many reviews, but I'll find out. And If by Christopher Benfey, a tale of Rudyard Kipling's years in Vermont. That sounds from that pub sheet. Of course, the pub sheet doesn't always speak for every detail of the author's intention. But it sounds from the pub sheet like, in addition to telling that story, the author is going to take a whack at rehabilitating Kipling, which would be great. If more people did that, Steve would be very happy. So there you go. That is our mail haul for the day. Not bad, not huge, but not bad. And I will wrap this up for now, but I think we have other things to talk about. So I'll probably be back. I'll see you soon. Thank you, BookTube.